Okay, I don't know if any of you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. This is really awkward. Nobody can hear me. I'm just talking to myself. Oh my god, you can hear me. Okay. So, the queen isn't dead. She is sleeping. I know she's not dead though because I have seen her walking about. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move the test tube. Maybe this will wake her up. Hello. So you can see her little antennae moving. She's just a little bit lazy, you know. She's a queen, and she's a lot of workers. Why does she need to move? She doesn't, you know. Also, she has a fuzzy butt. Can you see that? Interesting. But yeah, she's definitely alive. But she's a very settled lady. Give them the sugar. They definitely have some sugar in there. I don't think the stream's going to last too long because it is nearly 3 a.m. here and I am tired. Why do people keep saying Mountain Dew? I don't like that because I can't say do properly. Is that how you say do? Or do? That's just not a word, is it? The excavator clay is working quite well. They've stopped taking so much down to their test tube. They built a bit you might be able to see. Wait 1 sec, let me see. I think your comments are delayed, but yeah, they've stopped taking down so much excavator clay. They've built a bit around there. But yeah, they're pretty cool. They're pretty settled in their test tubes, probably because we're going into like winter. So yes, is she actually going to move now? I saw people were calling her a zombie earlier, but she is alive, I swear. Well, hopefully. Look, her head's moving. Oh, someone's getting a fat-tailed gecko tomorrow. I think the orange and white fat-tailed geckos are so cute. I think if I got a brown and black one, it'd look too much like Gizmo and Minnie. So, yes. Do you know what? I think I'm meant to actually live in maybe like America or Canada or somewhere like that because my timing, just when I sleep and everything, is in sync with America. So I think it's a calling. Oh, the ant's blue. No, I think that's just a light I'm using. I think it's sort of reflecting through the tube. It's a little bit blue. But that's about it. How old am I? I'm 23. I'm an old lady. I sound about 12, but I am kind of old, so that's worrying. Wow, a compliment for the Queen's ass. You have to say ass with an accent because if I say ass, it has an R in it. Cleaning the tank and watching. Now that is skillful because, oh my goodness, it takes me so long to clean a gecko tank. I get way too stressed out over it. What are some reptiles you think about in the future? Oh my goodness, guys, if you've been following me on Instagram, I have been brooding over reptiles so much. It always happens this time of year. I don't know what it is. I want a reptile. And first of all, it's a day gecko. Really I've always wanted a giant day gecko. And then I found out they're actually kind of difficult to look after. They can't really be handled that much. And then the other day I went to a shop and held a panther chameleon, which is a chameleon I've always wanted since I was little. I always said to myself, when you're older, you can get a panther chameleon. And I held a chameleon for the first time the other day, and it was incredible. But yes, unfortunately, I don't think I have the room for it. But if I could have another reptile, it'd probably be a panther chameleon. Do I ever clean the bioactive tank? No, I actually don't. The only thing I do is wash down the walls with the Exoterra cleaner stuff. I think I did a review on that because they do get kind of dirty with like being sprayed with water all the time. And if you have a crested gecko like Lyra who loves to go to the loo down the walls, you definitely have to clean them. But in terms of taking everything out and washing it, no, because I have the cleanup crew and they do all the work for me. If I get a chameleon, I'll name it Crayon. Yes. Wow. No, do you know what? I kept calling it Pascal. It actually had a double-barreled name. It was Klaus Pascal, because Klaus from American Dad. I just imagine his chameleon has like a German accent, and then Pascal because of Tangled. I like Komodo dragons. Don't think I'd want one for a pet though. Could you even imagine? I remember watching a thing. I always wanted a green iguana. Actually, by the way, I say iguana. I think it's iguana. I wanted a green iguana when I was little. And I remember watching a video on how to care for one. And this lady said, if watch out because sometimes iguanas will run at you and charge at you. Just tap them on the head with a broom. I was like, what the hell? I'm not getting an iguana. I don't know what the lady's doing with a broom. Do I have any birds? I don't have any birds. I would love, like, there are so many exotic birds that are so intelligent that I would love to own, but they're a lot of work and they're really loud. And yeah, the only bird I've ever owned was a canary that I owned for about an hour because obviously someone's canary had escaped and my cat went and caught it. And this is like 7 in the morning, pouring down with rain. I hear my mum screaming, trying to get my dad out of bed, going, the cat's got a bird. And he does nothing because he's like, well, whatever. Me, I've had about 3 hours sleep at this point. I hear this. I run out in the rain in my pajamas. I get the bird off my cat. I'm now in the mud under a trampoline in my pajamas in the rain, saving this bird. We get the cat in, we put the bird in a cage, make sure it's okay, feed it and all that. And we asked around if anyone had lost one. Obviously, it's difficult. It could have been flying for ages. And we couldn't. So we took it to a pet shop and they kept it there. So I just went on a ramble. What have you guys been saying? Dun, 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 dun. My cat would have killed that bird. Yes. Oh my goodness, because it was yellow. I don't know. She must be able to tell the difference. She would not let go of it, and but it's very hardy because if you think canaries are they from the Canary Islands? They're from places where there are probably worse predators than a cat. So, do you like chocolate? Yes, I do. I'm slightly obsessed. Your cat almost killed a bird through the window just by staring at it. That's how it does it. Would I ever get a caiman lizard? I don't think so. I don't think that. Do you know what I really love looking at? I've never looked into like look after keeping one. Is a green crocodile lizard. I think they look like paintings. They don't look real. Do I like X-Men? I watched one of them once and I didn't really like it. It really annoyed me because I kept thinking the film was going to end and then the person turned out to be the blue woman and I was just like, oh god, this needs to end. How long does it take for a leopard gecko to regenerate itself? I don't know. Never had that problem. It's probably best to Google it. I think it varies. I think I've seen a video on one where someone took like 60 days, maybe more actually. I'm not sure. Oh my goodness, these comments are coming in fast. Do your ants like toast and beans? Or was that what that said? No, they don't. How did your chihuahua kill a gigantic rat? I actually saw a massive rat the other day. And a bat. Saw a bat. Don't often see them. It's always amazing when I see them. Oh, you're cleaning your hamster tank. Ah. I saw, like, I think her name is, it's like, the channel's called Pet Palace or something. She has an amazing tank for her hamster. I don't think I'd ever get a different species of ant because one colony is enough for me. And also, I kind of like that they are a native species, so I don't feel too worried if something would escape, say, for example. How big are you expecting this colony to get? I don't. At this point, it's really, really slow growing. But it's okay that way. I wouldn't want it to grow far, like, too quick. But I have heard that queens can last like up to 20 years. So, wow. Our chinchilla's playful. Oh my goodness, I got my chinchilla out today, just to give her a little hug, and she hates me. I don't know how old she is. She's like 7 or 8 now, I think. And I've never been able to really completely tame them. I don't know what it is. She does not like being hugged or anything. She won't sit still. So I can't remember what you said. Did you say that are they fun? If they're fun, yeah, to an extent, until they try to chew everything and go into rooms they're not meant to go in, and they go to the loo everywhere. It's quite a job. Will I ever get another crystal gecko? I don't think so. I kind of like the 2 I have right now. There's some amazing morphs out there, but I don't know. I have no plans to get another one. Let's just say that. If Isla and Lyra live together, which would be how to say their names together, that would be kind of cool. It'd free up actually a spare cage, but they just don't get on. Will you ever raise tadpoles? I used to. When I was younger, I used to do it every single year, and I loved it. I get far too attached to the little frogs, don't want to let them go. So that's what worries me now, because if anything, I've become far more attached to things as I got older. And plus, because I have a cat now, I think that would put the frogs at risk a bit. So I don't know. What's your first radioactive puppy? You need to stop putting the capitals in. What's your first video? I think it was like basic care of a leopard gecko. Probably really out of date. I think Diego is really young in that video. The ants are kind of boring. Well, they're ants, Some people like ants. I find them interesting, but I thought I'd talk on here, make it a little bit more interesting. Your chinchilla hates you. Think about your next door neighbour's cat. My neighbour doesn't have a cat. My neighbour actually hates cats. He said if he saw a cat in his garden, he'd kick it. So yeah, I don't like do not like my neighbour. Do you have a dog? No. Always since I was little I wanted a dog, but I don't. Ants feeding video. I don't think they're feeding at the moment. Let me just check. I haven't actually watched the video what I'm streaming. What are they doing? The queen still hasn't really moved, has she? Right, let's see if I can move it onto these guys a bit better. So this is pretty much our brood at the moment. There's not that much, but this worker here, the workers are feeding them, I think. I think that's what they're doing. But their food is in their outworld, and they haven't really gone out there too much. I think they only do it now and again, but you may be able to see. Let me see if I can focus it. What they do, they're like attach their mouth on the mouth of the larvae, and that's how they pass on some food. So that if you like. The queen is definitely getting a pedicure yet. Am I vegan? Oh goodness, I shouldn't have even read that, because this could go terrible either way. I'm not a vegan, but I don't drink cow's milk, and I have butter that's made out of plants. But I do love mayonnaise, so it's a bit awkward, isn't it? And I had fajitas tonight. That's got a chicken in it. Oh dear me. Let's see. I don't think I could spank the queen ant. I'd squish her. I don't think she'd really like that. Notice me senpai. Is that the, oh, that's some manga thing, isn't it? I'm not sure. How long it take you to make video? What video? This video? This video is live. Most videos take me a couple hours to edit. It's ridiculous sometimes how long it takes. I don't really know how the butter is made from plants. I don't know. It says on it. Has anyone ever heard of flora butter? I think it's from plants. I'm not sure. I think there's some like buttermilk in there or something like that. I'm not sure. Is Willow a good name for a Christy? Yeah, I've always really liked the name Willow. Would you ever get a water dragon? Oh, do you know what? I don't think I would because I don't think I've got the space for one at the moment. But every time I go to this one shop, these two water dragons always come straight to the front of the tank and want to come out, and I always want to get them out. But I don't know. Once again, I don't have room. What camera do you have? I have a Canon 7D, but I will say that you don't need anything like that really to make videos. I just studied photography at college as one of my subjects, and I was going to do stuff taking photos. Didn't really work out, I don't think. But I did buy a really expensive camera, which actually comes in handy for making videos. Where do you get ants? From the garden. So yeah, just there's loads of flying ants, and I got a queen, and this is where we are now. How do you feel about snakes and bearded dragons? Do you know what? I think if a friend had a bearded dragon or something, I'd like be like, oh, that's cool. They always seem like really, really sweet animals. I've looked after one before, and it's just not my thing. But I think it's to do with that bearded dragon itself. She just slept a lot. I don't think I'll ever get a snake. I don't know. I love the are they tree boas? I can't think right now because it's gone free. I'm tired, but they're really cool. But I just don't know. I wouldn't want to do the whole thing with mice and chicks and anything like that. Have you ever thought of getting a snail? I actually used to have 5 giant African land snails, and they lived for quite a long time, and they had loads and loads of eggs. And then I looked after garden snails, which also bred, but those eggs hatched out, and our garden was overrun. Oh, you bought sea monkeys. Good to hear. I do miss the sea monkeys a little bit. Would you ever consider a crocodile skink as a pet? No, but oh my goodness, they look amazing. They look like literally like little dinosaurs. Just reading through some comments. Something about Eugene. I don't know. Someone just said something, and I don't know what's going on because there's so many comments going. It's really hard to read them as they pop up. So if I do miss some of I'm sorry. How do you prevent your ants from killing each other? I don't think they would because they're part of the team. They just don't kill each other. If I could be an animal, what would I be? I would be a cat because they like right now, I'm not even joking. The reason I started this live stream is because my cat's taken over my bed. And like I could move her, but then I was like, am I really that tired? I've literally given up my bed for the cat. So yeah, they sleep a lot, but they have a whole house, but then they can just go out whenever they want and they don't have to worry about anything. Would you ever get a turtle? I actually nearly did. I nearly got Mississippi map turtles when I was younger. Kind of glad I didn't though, because my friend actually has 3 different species of turtles, and the tanks are just ridiculously big. They've got so big. Oh, thank you, Riley. He loves hearing my voice. That's lovely. Most people don't. It's quite a weird voice. Would I shave my head bald? Actually, I have thought about it. You know, sometimes when you're like, oh, my hair is not working out today, like, I wish sometimes you could just take it off. But, you know. Mm. Would I ever get a tokay gecko? No. They're amazing to look at, but they're a little bit crazy. I don't think they would really appreciate me because I love to handle my pets, and yeah. Oh, thank you, Jen. She says my voice is beautiful. Oh, how lovely. Sometimes I have noticed about my voice that sometimes I can sound a little bit posh, and then sometimes I'm like really common, like give me some water. It's a very weird accent I have. Would I get any more pets? I like honestly, I actually considered, I thought to myself, I really need to move out just so I can get more pets. Not like, oh my goodness, I could be more independent than that. It's I need room for pets. I have a problem. If you are getting your first ever reptile, just be aware that this is just the start of a very interesting addiction. Because you're like, oh no, I just have one reptile, I'm sorted, I'm done now. And then you're like, no, no, couple years down the line, you're owning a zoo. The Queen, what is she doing? I'm not sure. Let me check the video. What is she doing? I'm not sure. She's really inactive. Even these ants are really inactive. Do you know? I think they're having a sleep. Let's see if we can move this and see what is going on. Oh, she's popped her leg up. Seriously though, she's not really moving, is she? Oh, no, she is. She's wiggling her butt. She's gonna twerk for you guys. They're daytime ants. I thought ants just keep going. I thought they had like 20-minute like stops throughout the day, like every now and again. That you know. She has retired. Yes, definitely. I think this is what queens do. You know, she she pops out eggs. That's her job now. That's it. Could you imagine it? That's your life. Like you just sit there popping out eggs. I think I'd rather be a worker. Oh, thank you, Dax. Follows me on Instagram. Amazing advice. Do you know, sometimes I'm like, my parents are always like, Rebecca, can you just like get off your computer? And I'm like, I think some people I might help. So if you would all like to write a little letter to my parents to say, Rebecca's helped me, thank you very much. That would be great because, yeah. Oh, thank you, Soda Craft Gaming. Thank you very much. Would I like to get new ants? I don't think so. Not really. Workers only live, yeah, but the thing is, right, even though workers only live 3 months, you're very active, you're doing a job, you've done your bit, you've helped out the nest, and then you go. With a queen, literally, if they can live for 20 years and they are literally just popping out eggs, actually, no way. They get fed, they get cleaned, they just sit there. Actually, what would you guys rather be? Would you rather be the queen or the workers? Very interesting. What is wrong with the queen's abdomen? What? Let's have a look. Let me have a look at the video. I think she's tilted. Yeah. So she's over the top of something, so it just looks tilted. It is longer. I'm pretty sure. It's yeah. I think it's longer. She needs to move. Let's move this camera up here, so you can see another view of the nest. It looks very messy. It's got some excavator clay in there. So, but yeah, I have noticed, like, if I move this about, she does walk back and forth, but most of the time she spends her time in here. And actually, the other day, my cat went asleep with her head resting over the test tube. You want to be a worker because you don't want to squeeze the eggs out of your bum. It's very true. Very true. I wonder if it's painful. Do ants have pain receptors? Often I do actually know. Do you know what it is? As a human, I think I'd rather lay eggs than give birth. Because then you could put them in a little incubator, but you can just, you know what I mean? This is what happens when you're up past 3 a.m. and you're thinking about possibly laying eggs. Oh, I didn't know that Lasius Nigers were like daytime ants. That's pretty interesting. That actually probably explains why they pretty much do nothing right now. Do crested geckos need like time outside? Do you mean like outside or outside their cage? If I like outside the cage, I would say yes. My girls enjoy it. Like I'm just a climbing frame to them. Thank you, Gamer Girl 29. I'm just gonna tell my parents. I'm a success. It's okay. Yeah, well, you know, I just read about laying eggs out of your bum 24/7. Like, I don't think she does it all the time. I think she does have a break, but yeah. The species of ant is Lasius nigers. What sparked my interest in reptiles? Probably Steve Irwin. Pretty much. I think most people who are into reptiles would at least say they've seen Steve Irwin and his documentaries. Because of the you bought a leopard gecko and now you want a crested gecko. This is how it starts, Holly. Holiday evolution. This is how it starts. And then next thing you know, you've got an iguana, you're hitting it with a broom, and all hell's broke loose. How do the eggs get fertilized? I think the queen retains sperm from when she has mated on her nuptial flight, and yeah, some really old ant sperm inside of her, which is kind of gross. But later on, I believe that sometimes, one sec. Sometimes when there's another flight, some males are accepted into the nest if they can get through all the workers, and they can give her some fresh sperm. So yay, the sperm, ant sperm. Uh, no, she doesn't mate with a worker because they're all female. Um, she if right, so when you're flying out, you have like females and males, and the males die after breeding, but some of them will go into like the nest. And I've seen it where like the workers will literally rip off his wings and even like really fight him to see whether he's worthy of breeding with the queen. And if he gets there, he gets there. Oh, maybe Ghost Crisp's right. Maybe she does mate with a couple before. Who knows? I wouldn't blame her. I'm really hoping what sperm isn't an actual question because you know. Mm-hmm. No, the ants aren't blue. It's the light. Yes, I agree. Like, you wouldn't want to be a male ant. Like, in this whole thing of would you like oh, do you remember that I put Lasius flavus eggs with my Lasius Niger? Just because oh my goodness, the comment section's just suddenly gone crazy. When I think it was right near the start because something went wrong, or I don't know what happened. Anyway, I think she ate the eggs because they never hatched out. Do leopard geckos need a lot of space? I keep mine in a 2 foot by a foot and a half by a foot and a half, something like that, tank. So they need a lot more floor space. But I would say to get them out and exercise them, because obviously in the wild they would be walking around a lot more than they are now. Did something happen on the live stream? Because oh, glitch in Matrix. Let's see what happened. Oh my goodness, why is this queen she's just not doing anything? Okay, so any of those people out there who actually do have ants, do you notice this with your queens? Like, do they just stop moving after a while? Because the workers are pretty much doing everything. Oh goodness me, I'm sorry, ants. Knock the camera on you. Let's see. Oh, a lot of feeding going on down there. Ooh. Yeah, you can see there's quite a few larvae, and this is a fresh pupae. Unless that does kind of look like it's like hatching, doesn't it? Where it's like black at the top, but I'm pretty sure that's just a fresh one because I don't remember seeing it yesterday. Can you keep Cresties and Leos in the same room? As in, like, the same room their cages are in? Yes. Mine all live in the same room. I used to sometimes catch Diego staring up at Isla in her tank, but they don't really notice each other anymore. Do you have a girl leopard gecko or boy? I have 3 girls and 1 boy. Today you had a pep rally. Oh my goodness! When I hear pep rally, I think of just Grease. You know, the film. Because I'm not even really sure what that is. I just know it's an American thing. The Queen isn't dead, by the way. I know some people are saying it, but she's not dead. Fry them and eat them. Wow. I honestly, I don't think there'll be much meat on them. What are those lizards? I can't think what they're called. Are they like horned lizards or thorned? I think it's a thorned lizard that eats ants, isn't there? Yes, I have heard of the killer clowns. I was really worried the other night that one was going to turn up at the end of a dark alleyway, but then a bat flew around, which was pretty cool. But I thought to myself, like, what happens if just a creepy clown comes up? Because I wouldn't want to like attack them because they might just be in fancy dress. It just might be their lifestyle. You know what I mean? But you know, she's moving. Apparently, she's moving. Let me check the camera. Is she moving? I feel like all the workers are having like a mother's meeting over at the larvae. They're not actually doing work. They're just like acting like they are. Oh, here he comes. She's like, excuse me, what are you guys doing? Oh, that worker looks kind of big. I used to think these workers were big, and then I saw some ants outside, and I was like, oh my goodness, they're tiny. Because they're like the first generation. Yes, thorned lizard. Just saw you guys confirming. Thanks for that. Do you like McDonald's? Yes, I have a bit of a problem with McDonald's. I've got a little bit of extra fupa. Thanks for McDonald's. Actually, do you know what? I watched too much much H3, and I Papa blessed someone the other day, and they didn't know what that meant, and I realised, they have to watch Ethan and Ela to kind of understand that. What made you have ants? I actually remember saying when I was like 9 or 10, I was like, I really want ants, and everyone laughed at me, and I was like, you know what? That's a dream. And I'm going to go for that. And I think I bought the Ant World kit to try out, and that's what really got me actually officially into it. What is a relative price of a Christie? I'd say like I don't know, it really varies. Like Isla was £50, well, £49. I don't understand why they do that in shops. Just make it 50. And she's pretty average, like in terms of morphs, so it does tend to go up more and more with morphs. Saying that, Lyra is an incredible morph. Can't remember off the top of my head what she is, but because someone was selling her on, they sold me the cage and driftwood and even light fittings, which I sold on, and everything like that for £90. So the tank alone would cost over 100. Oh, thank you, Nova Fusion 21. I'm glad I've helped you. That's pretty much like the best thing is when I see that there's like happy crested and leopard geckos in captivity. If I can just help someone out, it's just pretty much the main aim here. Is Mango a good name for a crested gecko? Yes, I quite like that name. I nearly called Lyra Guava because I love the gua sound, like Guadalupe. Have I ever hit a clown with a car? No, I haven't actually. I know a few people would love to do that because they're really scared of clowns. I'm not really scared of clowns. But if it's dark outside and there's a creepy person dressed as a clown, it is kind of weird. What do the ants? What do you feed the ants mainly? They have some little jellies in there. They have some sugar water. Sometimes I put a tiny bit of honey in there, and then they have like a cricket leg. Or the other day I found a wax moth in the waxworm tray, and I was trying to feed Isla it because you might know she's got these eggs. She's having issues with that, and she only ate half the wax moth, and I thought, well, I don't want to waste it, so I gave the top bit to the ants. MUSD Rampage, shout out. Well, thank you, Michael. I read I was thinking of Eric Idle, the way you spell idle there. Does anyone like Monty Python? Because I said Monty Python before, but I think people thought I was referring to a snake. Would it be safe to pet a wild gecko? It really depends which one. I mean, I think it would be kind of stressful for a wild gecko because obviously they probably won't be used to humans being like touching them. And you'd certainly want to wash your hands afterwards. Can leopard geckos swim? I think if they were put in water, they would try to swim for their lives. You know what I mean? Like, not because they want to swim. So I wouldn't put them in deep water, whatever you do, because you're probably going to majorly stress them out, and stress is really bad for reptiles. Do you want to breed your crested geckos? Um, Not really, only because I know that I wouldn't be able to get rid of the babies because I just like want to keep them all. But if you know the whole parthenogenesis about they can fertilize their own eggs or whatever, pretty much of clones, that would be incredible. I'd obviously keep the babies of that, but I wouldn't actively breed them because I get too attached to things like that. Oh my god, Daniel, have you only just got here? Because we were just having a moment back then when I was saying about my panther chameleon that I want. Pascal, Klaus Pascal, my German chameleon. I don't know if he is German, but I just feel it. I just feel like that is his path in life. Can you try keeping fish? Do you know what? The thing is, if I could, I'd have so many pets. But since I live with my parents, it's really up to them because pretty much I can't have anything outside outside my room. So and they they said to me the other day, it's like you can't have another tank because I think the first floor is getting too heavy. And I was like, there's a bed in my room. Like a tank's not going to make any difference. The bed is just heavy enough, isn't it? Oh, thank you, H. Cornelius. Cornelius, isn't there someone called Cornelius Fudge? Is that in something? I feel like that is something. So there's some question about a queen in an AC. Are you on about air conditioning? I'm so confused about this question. I don't know what that is. It's on Harry Potter. Is that Cornelius Fudge? Do you know what? I haven't really watched Harry Potter. I watched the first few films, like the first three or four. I don't know. And then it just sort of went off, which is really annoying because um, a lot of people quote Harry Potter to me and just mention like I don't know if it's just because of my accent or something. I don't know, but I don't often get the references. Okay, I now know that AC means Ants Canada. Could you just resend your question, please? Because there's so many comments, I can't even find it. Oh my god, Clown Crew wants to shout out Clown Crew. That's the issue we have right now, Clown Crew. People are scared of you, but you can have a shout out. Do you have merch? I don't have merch. I don't think I'm big enough to have merch, am I? I don't think anyone will buy anything. What's your PO box? Do you know what? A load of people asked me to have a PO box, and I was saying to I think I was telling my mum the other day something about it, and she's like, "Yeah, get one." I was like, "Have you seen the price of those? Just they're really, really expensive." What do you do about spiders? They don't bother me. Like literally the other day, I found one, picked it up, put it outside, and then I was laid in bed, and there was one literally next to me on the wall. I was like, "Oh goodness me, let's take it outside." I don't mind them unless they jump at me. So yeah. You'd buy a gecko shirt. Oh my goodness, could you imagine like Diego's face just just on like a t-shirt? How long does the live stream last? I don't know. I really need to go to bed because it's like 25 to 4. So I will have to end this soon, guys. So if you were to raise an ant colony and put a queen in an ants Canada, I'm guessing that's a tank with dirt and no already made tunnels, where would you get your soil? I don't think you would use soil because if you were doing that, you wouldn't be able to see the progress of the colony, so I wouldn't do that. The reptile man, there's a shout out. Would you buy a tarantula? No. Do you know what? When I was looking for a second-hand tank when I was first getting Gizmo, I nearly bought a Chili Rose tarantula because it came with a tank, which is awful because then I would have sold on the tarantula. But then I was like, no, I can't do that. That's not fair on the poor thing. So I wouldn't buy one though. They just I've seen way too have you guys seen videos of people removing like the egg sacs and then all the spiderlings come out? I guess they're not spiderlings, what are they called? Maybe they are. I don't know, it's just terrifying. Yeah, I know the ants make their own tunnels. I just mean if someone had like a load of dirt in a tank and then the tunnels, the whole thing of like keeping the ants is kind of to see the progress, and I feel like you might miss all of that. Mo Pro uploads. Shouts out. Do you have a dog? No, I don't have a dog. Oh, thank you, Creator Part. You love my lizards. Show us your fattest ant. I think you're probably watching her, aren't you? Let me see. What's the camera doing? Oh no! Look at these workers. Lazy workers. Let's see what the queen's doing. Oh, she has moved, guys. She's actually moved. Look at this. She's twerking for you guys again. Look at that twerk. Maybe she's laying eggs. But that's a proper twerk going on. How long have I had my lizards? Gizmo's my oldest and she's 10. How do you change continent? You can't. Basically, you need to get them to move to a new test tube that's clean, which actually isn't too difficult to do. But right now, it looks really dirty, but it's mainly like excavator clay and that they put in now. When your favourite YouTuber is one of the smaller... Oh, thank you, DZD. I guess you're referring to me. If you're not, that's awkward, isn't it? You might just be saying a sentence. How do I know? The clown guy. I already gave you a shout out. Okay, so just saying. Right, guys, I'm gonna have to end this now though because I'm really tired. Like it is literally like 20 to 4 in the morning here, which is ridiculous, but at least I'll sleep well. Who is your favorite YouTuber? Oh, thank you. I'm yours, Animal Freak. Well, thank you very much. I don't know. I've got quite a few. Who do I watch? I watch the Saucony Jolies regularly because they're like a vlog channel they do like every day. Really love H3H3 at the moment. Ethan and Ela. But yeah, I watch quite at the moment I've been like watching so many Reptile videos, it's ridiculous. Eugene, you need to calm down. I'm just gonna attack the queen, okay? So, guys, I'm gonna go now. Will I get a new? I used to like have mute, so it's so sweet. But oh, thank you, MUSD Rampage. Thank you very much. I don't know how good the microphone's been on this because I don't know what microphone this thing's using. But anyway, I'm very tired now, but I appreciate you guys sticking around for whatever this is. Hopefully I know how to end this stream, or you might just be watching these ants like for the rest of time. So look at that twerk. Sorry, I just skipped back and she is still going. So, you know, is she laying eggs? Does anyone know what she's doing this for? Maybe she's just setting down a few pheromones. Who knows? But anyway, good night, everyone. And good morning if you're in Australia or New Zealand, maybe. I'm not sure. Mythical gaming. It's been a bit weird. Well, yes, it's an interesting night. But yes. Okay, then I'm gonna go now. But it has been nice talking to you guys. And goodbye.